daily dose, but I got this great letter in last night, right after the live stream. And I thought this is really good, and I want to talk about this right now because, as she pointed out, and I'll be reading it to you in a second. As she pointed out, most of the letters that I get in from women are from women who just don't know when they need to let go. It's like, you can stop trying now. It's okay. What you've been doing, you did enough. You did too much, as a matter of fact. You did the most. And it's still all jacked up. So, I thought it'd be good for us to go over because I kind of addressed these things in different ways throughout the videos, but I don't remember if I did one where I just talked about, some signs and things that you need to pay attention to know that that relationship should be flushed down the toilet like the shit it is. So let's roll with this. And if you have any questions, of course, feel free to put them in the comment section below, and I'll try to respond as soon as I can. So she writes, Deborah, I've been listening to your advice letters in awe of how you can come up with such clear, thorough, and succinct but hilarious answers to questions on the spot. You should be on radio for real. I agree. But the issue that's bothering me about your letters and the relationships I've had myself is that we ladies just don't seem to know when to stop trying to fix the man, fixing what's wrong, changing ourselves to be what he thinks we should be. In essence, to do everything we can to save the relationship. I've heard you say that relationships take work, but you make it very clear that not all relationships are worth that work. So can you tell me straight up when we should be calling it quits, throwing the towel, and move on to something else? And she signs it, Shauna. And like I said, I think this is a good topic because especially for the young set. I don't know if you guys have noticed how many women are coming in making comments under the videos saying, well, I'm 16, I'm 17, I'm 19, I'm 20. That's the market that I was really trying to get to before they got involved with niggnoggery and, got all messed up and, pregnant and just, off track and all that. I'm trying to create an environment here where young women and older women that maybe didn't get these messages can come and learn about how to take control of their lives. Because a lot of these principles that I'm teaching you will carry over into other aspects of your life. It's not just about dealing with a romantic relationship. It could be a parental relationship. It could be an employer-employee relationship, a neighbor relationship, your friends. I mean, these kinds of strengths of character, boundaries, learning how to say no. All of these things will help you in all aspects of your life, not just in goal setting. That's another thing we talk about. So anyway, let's move on and talk about this letter. So she, wants to know all those things. And I have to say this. Most people, this is my belief now, I think most people know when their relationships are all FUBAR and they know. The problem is, though, that they're scared to do something about it. Now, sometimes they're scared because, they're in a situation where this man is, the one paying all the bills, and they're trying to figure out, well, if I leave him, what are my kids going to eat, where they were going to live? There's an economic component to it that keeps her kind of trapped. Okay, that's one reason. Another reason is because some people don't, even though they know that's bad and they should leave it, they don't know how to find another one. They'll feel a better relationship. They don't really feel worthy, and they feel like the devil they know is better than the unknown, and so they would just rather stay there and be miserable than venture out and try something new because of the risk involved. They're not gamblers, so they see it as half empty, whereas I see it as 3/4 full to get up out of there. There are also women who are terrified of just being by themselves. They would rather suffer with some knucklehead than be, quote, single, because to them being single is like a death sentence, So those are, then the last one is women who, maybe they were single for a long time or they really struggle to get somebody to like them or whatever. They feel this sense of rejection. So if they let this man go, even though he's dogging them out, mistreating them, lying to them, beating their ass, whatever, if they feel like if they let this go, it may be a long dry spell before they get someone else, and that, that kind of scares them too. They don't really have the confidence that they can get someone else who will be better and get someone better quickly. They don't believe that. So those are the four reasons I think people hang on to these sick relationships. Just too cowardly. Sometimes people try to set it up. Dudes are really famous for this. They'll mistreat you so bad because they're looking for you to stand up for yourself and to break it off because they don't want to be the bad guy. They want you to be the bad guy. And you women, you just won't do it. So, and you think about this, the thing I was talking about, how people don't want to break up because they're afraid of being alone or that they made a mistake. I think that's why there's such a large number of these websites and books and videotapes and DVDs and all the stuff featuring, how to get your ex back, get your boyfriend back, get your girlfriend back. So that people, once they know they should break it off, right? And then nothing has changed. The person's still a jerk, still the same idiot they were. But these people, go back to it because I don't know why they go back to it. I just don't understand that. Because the person ain't changed. It's been a month, 2 months, even a year. They still the same fool they was, and they might try to pretty up for a while to get you back in. But all the issues that sent you running are still there. They're still there. But people don't really think about that. So let's talk about this, because I came up with a list of 25 things while I was sitting there waiting to get my nails done and didn't get them done. They took too long, so I said, I'm leaving. I say, I had this thing. Don't try to make me wait to spend my money. But I used the time wisely. I mean, created this little list and everything. So it wasn't like it was a waste of time, totally, but it was a waste of time as far as me getting my nails done because they still looking raggedy. I'm mad. So anyway, let's talk about this. So the number one thing that I think the reason why you should leave is if you are not being respected. You're not being respected. There's a lot of women like, well, I don't know, what does respect mean, right? You don't even know what respect means. It's a word you bandy about, but you don't really know what it means. So I went to the dictionary. I'm a lover of that. It's a noun. A feeling of deep admiration for someone or something elicited by their abilities, qualities, or achievements. Synonyms: esteem, high regard, high opinion of, honor, admire, think highly of, hold in high esteem, look up to, revere, or reverence. Okay? And those are good. So that's basically, if you have a person who respects you, they admire your abilities, they admire your achievements, they're proud of what you've done, what you can do, your talents, your skills, your abilities, everything about you. It fills them with a smile inside. That's respect. They admire you, they brag about you to other people, that kind of stuff. If you have a man who tells you you're stupid, that you'll never amount to anything, that nobody will ever want you, that you're not good enough, that you always fuck up, nothing you ever do is right, you're ugly, you're too fat, you too whatever. So, but anyway, whatever he does, he's putting you down. That's someone who doesn't respect you. You have some idea, you come home, you're all excited, right? You telling him something, oh, that's stupid. What made you think that for? Lack of respect. Okay, but a lot of you women, you just brush it off and you're like, well, he just being mean. No, that motherfucker don't respect you. And that, I know I told you the story about this man who took this, and I had no idea he felt that way. There's an issue, I probably have it around here somewhere, a black enterprise that I was featured in. I was interviewed. This was years ago when I first launched my other website. So this had to be, I don't know, maybe 1999, 2000, something like that. And so I'm going out with this dude, and he, I hadn't even mentioned the magazine article because I didn't know what for? It talked about web, stuff that he doesn't involve himself in, the web and all that stuff. So he tells me, while we're eating dinner, and I was looking down, right? So I'm eating like this, so I didn't see him. I didn't look up. And so he says, oh, with the snarky tone, I guess you think you all that because you was in Black Enterprise. And I remember being surprised because it had just come out like a couple of days before, and I had never, like I said, never mentioned it to him. And so then when I looked up, because, he could have been joking, you know what I mean? So, because we'd be like, yeah, you think you all that, it's going to be like a joke. But his face was not, he was straight faced. and kind of like his eyes looked dark, like he was, he was seriously upset that I was in this magazine. And I looked at him, and in that instant, any attraction I felt for him dried the fuck up like the Sahara Desert. And I said, "No, I don't think I'm all that, but obviously you do." And that was our last date. I barely made it through dinner. And because he had got some stuff, he wanted me to cook this stuff, so he came over. That's when I still ate meat, and I made this shrimp jambalaya, and I had all the stuff and everything. Honey, I couldn't wait for that motherfucker to leave, because I already knew, if you're gonna say something like that to me about a mere magazine article, you have opened the floodgates for a bunch of bullshit, and I'm not having it. See, I told you, my number one rule: you do or say anything, and you try to insult or demean or degrade my achievements, my goals, my dreams, your fucking ass is out of here. That's my strictest boundary. I don't play that at all. I mean, I've done it with female friends. I don't give a fuck. You gone. Okay, so that's respect. And if you don't have that, where this person, brags about you to other people and says, you're so smart, you're so beautiful, you're so this and that, and they say it and you can tell if they really mean it, it's time to leave that relationship alone. Number 2, when you lose, well, I don't know what number it is, to tell you the truth, but I tried to come up with about 25, 26 of them. So let's just say, I don't know what number. When you lose your personality. Now, what does that mean? You have somebody, I had this man who actually told me, "You laugh and smile too much." I was like, "What? How you laugh and smile too much? You old damn Grinch." So, he got fired. Well, we weren't even together though. He just, was trying to get together, and he didn't even make it past the starting gate. And he's like, "You laugh and smile too much." It's like, "'Cause I'm happy, motherfucker, you miserable fucker. That's why." I'm like, "Oh my God, who does that? Who says stuff like that to people?" So, ladies, you feel like you can't, and I talk about it in terms of your glow, right? You can't, your sun can't shine. You can't be too happy. You can't be too bright. You can't appear to be too smart. You can't be too friendly, because if you're too friendly, then you try to get at somebody. If you too laugh too hard, you too happy. What you got to be so happy about, bitch? All this kind of stuff. So then they start to put you down and make you feel like you have to change who you are to be with them. Okay, that's not appropriate. If you feel like that, you were with the wrong man. Okay, you got to remember, you can find another man. Men are like a dime a fucking dozen, but you can never find another you. Okay, you are the most happening thing here. And if somebody's not willing to worship you and respect you and admire you and support you and all that stuff, you don't need that man. Okay. When you lose your values. What are values? Okay, values are like your core belief system. Okay. And if you have a situation like some women that's like, "Well, I just want to be with him, but now he wants to do, these wild, trade swapping and all this old stuff, and, threesomes and whatnot, and I don't feel comfortable with that." Okay, see, if you give in to him, what you have just done is sacrifice your boundaries to be with that man. Your values are gone. Those are the things that your parents taught you, that you were raised up to believe in, the things that structure your life, your principles and your values. Okay, once you start giving those up, who the fuck are you now? You're just like a tumbleweed, just batted this way and that. So every time you get a new man, you're going to just do what they want. And I mean, at some point, you're going to be lost yourself and end up in a mental institution because you don't know who you are anymore. Number 3, when you try to make someone love you the way that you love them. Oh my God, can we just talk about this? You guys be going, just bending over backwards, trying, "Can you hug me? Well, what about, but I don't treat you like that, And you're making these comparisons and feeling bad because he's not giving you the relationship that you want him to give you. Okay, he's not going to give it to you. Okay, stop whining, stop nagging, stop, begging him to give you something that he's evidently incapable of giving you or doesn't want to give you. Okay, the same goes for like a commitment. Y'all don't want to. I dated him for 67 years and we still not married, Miss Deb. What do I do? That kind of stuff. Okay, you can't do that. You can't be faithful to a man who don't want to be faithful to you. You can't bring gifts and stuff and take care of a man who doesn't want to do the same for you. I hate to say it, make it sound like it's a tit for tat thing, because it's really not. But you guys get into these situations where you just doing the most and the guy's not doing shit, which I talk about a little bit later. And this is the next one actually. When you realize you're doing the most or all of the work in the relationship, you make the phone calls, you set up the dates, you do the inviting. Okay. It's like if you stopped all that, this is the fear that most of you have. If you stopped doing that, would you even have a relationship anymore? And the answer is no. Because you don't really have one anyway. He just, doing what you want him to do because it's better than being at home by himself. That's what that's all about. Because he gets some booty out the deal. But you're just doing too much. Stop it. If a man wants to be with you, I'm telling you, you'll be sick of that motherfucker. It's like, can you go home? Can you not call me 11 times a day? Can you stop texting me? I have to work. I need to cook. I need to take a shower. I mean, whatever. Because they just want to just be all up under you and around you and hear your voice and be on the text and they be grinning at the text, at the phone and stuff while they texting you. So, I mean, that's how a man is when he's really into you. If you don't have that, then you're wasting your time. When you're giving and doing more than your partner, I kind of addressed that. Why did I make that separate? But anyway, you might be giving, it could be material things, and it might be time and attention. You might be affection. You like a lot of that huggy, kissy, rub on your stuff, and he never does it to you. And it's, he feels like, he seems like he's bothered by it or something. Like you irritating him, always touching on him and stuff. And he doesn't want that kind of, that kind of interaction with you. And it leaves you feeling bad. No. You give him presents for his birthday, but he don't give you shit. You give him Valentine's card, but he don't give nothing for you. You do stuff for him for Christmas, but he don't do shit for you. Your anniversary rolls around. Oh, I forgot, he says, while he just, takes all the stuff that you bought for him or made for him or cooked for him or whatever you did. It's all one-sided. Number 6, when your partner changes for the worst. What does that mean? It's called a bait and switch. It's like essentially another phrase that I use a lot is that sheepskin come off and that wolf jumps out. Okay. They was all one way, all nice and sweet, and couldn't get enough of you and everything. And then suddenly the shoe drops and they're just completely different. And you sitting there trying to figure out what happened. You don't need to figure out what happened. What happened is what happened, and it's fucked up now. So you're not gonna waste time chasing after him and try. Why? Why won't you call me anymore? Why? We don't spend time together. You're not the same. It's not the same. Okay, you know what time it is. Stop all that bitching and whining. That's just so ugh. You know what's going on. Don't ask him. You tell him. Okay, motherfucker, it's like you're not giving me the relationship that I want anymore, so this shit here is over. That's what you do. You don't ask him, do you still want to be with me? Do you still love me? Do you want to break up? What? You putting all that in his hands. Your entire life, your existence, all your choices, all your power, and you giving it to the nignog. What's wrong with you? I don't understand. See, I'm telling you, I'll be doing the most. I just be sitting there looking at you like, oh my God, you just let me jump in your body for 5 minutes and rip this motherfucker new ass, and then I'll come out and then you can just be, back to yourself. Okay. Number 7, when you're sad and upset, crying more than you're happy and laughing. That happens a lot. When you're disappointed, he stands you up. He says something mean to you. He discounts you. He dismisses you in some way. He doesn't come through for you, leaves you hanging. And yet, you still love him. And yet, you still want to be with him. And I'm not talking about a one-time thing. So let me say this too before somebody jumps up on here and acting stupid makes me have to cuss them out. I'm not talking about one time. I mean, shit happens. People get in car accidents, they have to work late. Suddenly, the battery dies on their cell phone because you don't plug it in at night. That happens to me a lot. But see, my friends all know that now. So they like, you didn't charge your phone, did you? I said, no, I'm so ashamed. But, you have to know your partner. But, when you see a lot of this going on and you end up crying and sad and depressed and feeling bad in this relationship, feeling just emptiness, then that's not the relationship for you and it's time to go. Now, this is really sad. When you feel alone, even when you're lying right next to him. And we did some conversations with women talking about how after they had intimacies with certain men, they're laying, the dude is like right here, right? And they feel this aloneness, this deep and sorrowful loneliness. And because they didn't really have an emotional connection to him, it was only physical. Now, you know, a lot of women can do that, especially you get a certain age. You really don't give a fuck about all of that, and you just in it for the moment. So, you know, that's great. But you young women, most of you haven't developed that shell yet because you haven't had enough life experience. And you still wrapped up in the happily ever after fantasies that you've been fed as a kid. So when you feel like when you sleep with somebody, you want, you know, moonbeams and roses and angels singing and all this stuff, and you want to be able to kick that back leg up and act like, you know, everything is so wonderful. And when it doesn't happen, you feel upset. But, you know, you just pay attention to how you feel after situations like that. Here you are bearing your soul, giving this man all kind of access to your body. But when it's over, you feel empty inside. You feel unfulfilled and you feel upset. Okay, that's a man you don't need to be intimate with ever again. You need to kick him out your bed and out your life. All right? Number 9, when you're physically, mentally, or emotionally hurt by them, or you know that, you know, the name calling, he pinching you, slapping you, twisting your arm, you know, threatening you, throwing things at you, anything where you feel afraid or where you feel small, where he said something that makes you feel insignificant, where you are hurting. Okay, it could be physical, mental, or emotional hurting. That's it. That's a wrap. If you want to know more about that, I have videos. I have a video over here on here called "The Emotionally Abusive Man Hiding in Plain Sight." It's one of my oldest videos. You'll notice I did it when I was about 8, 9, 10 years younger. My voice is even different, and but that's one of the most popular videos on this channel. Number 10, when he starts taking you for granted. And what does that mean? People's like, oh, you know, they so take me for granted. What that means is they don't appreciate the efforts that you put in. They don't appreciate what you do for them. They don't appreciate, you know, the time and energy you expend, and there's a lack of reciprocation. Okay, so that's what taking for granted is. They come in the house and no, you know, concern about the day that you've had. It's like, you know, where's my dinner? You know, you supposed to cook? No, I'm not. There's you know, there's 2 adults in this house, and if you hungry, then you could cook, or you should have called and you could have bought something. I mean, you know what I mean? That's just one example that just popped into my head, but there has to be give and take in a relationship where you both take care of each other. And there should always be pleases and thank yous, even if you've been together for 50 years. I don't care. You show appreciation. And you make sure that you do that. Of course, if you respect them, you're going to go in and say to other people, you know, my wife is the best cook. You know, she makes this blah, blah, blah. Man, that stuff is so good. I have to, you know, invite you over. And then, you know, she's standing there beaming, basking in all this love and affection and attention that you're showing her, and the respect that you're giving her and the adoration that you're giving her to other people. That, like, magnifies it. And if you have a man who doesn't do all he does make jokes about you, then, you know, make you upset and then say, oh, God, you can't even take a joke. What's wrong with you? You can't even take a joke. You know, never mind. Then, you know, you have a problem. That's an emotionally abusive man. Number 11, when you feel insecure and worried and anxious and jealous or stupid around him. This happens a lot. You women, you know, you feel like, well, you know, he's always looking at other women. He looks at porn. He does this. He does that. And you're stressed and worried about, you know, what's the status of your relationship. You feel jealous around him. You feel stupid. No. Just like the cover of my first book, Sucker Free Love, have this little finger like this, and then it flies up like that, and it shows these little men flying in the air, and that's a cover I had this lady design for me. I dreamed about it, and that's what I wanted to look at, for her flicking off these knuckleheads. Number 12, when the thought of being with him is actually better than the reality. I had a dude like that, and I was like, oh, hell, what the fuck am I doing here? I'm with him, right? And, you know, at first I was, you know, we get dressed up and you be thinking, oh, this is going to be fun. It's going to be nice. And then I got in the car with him and he started talking some dragon drama I didn't feel like hearing. And then he took me to this place. I was just the food was nasty and it was just greasy and just disgusting. And I don't know, it just like it was just a bad time. He didn't really have much to talk about. He was grunting answers, and I was like, "Why am I here? Why am I here?" So I just told him, "Just take me home." That's it. And that was the end of that. See, I'm telling you guys, I had so many one dates and two dates. It's not even funny. Number 13, when he starts acting like you're annoying and a pest rather than someone he's dying to be with. And you know that kind. You talk. Oh, stop. Yeah, wait. I'll talk to you in a minute. Or you call him. Yeah. He's talking to 10 people in the background. Just like, you're not even there. You're so insignificant and unimportant that he can't go into another room to talk to you, even for a minute or two, to tell you that he's with his friends. And baby, I'm glad you called. I really missed you. Let me call you, though, when I, get done with them. The crew is here, or I'm ever at so-and-so's house or whatever. I'll swing by when I get finished. I mean, give you something, okay? That's a man who is into you. He wants to see you. Of course, he's entitled to have a life just like you are outside of you. But he makes sure that you understand what's going on and that he's going to be right there. Okay, baby, I'm on my way. But I got to do this first, okay? When it seems like a joke and you aren't really getting out of it, but it's more of a habit. So a lot of people, I've been dating 10 years. And it's like, why? What is it that you're getting out of the situation that's new, different, and exciting over a 10-year period just dating? What is that? I don't understand that. Oh, excuse me. I stayed up too late last night. A lot of people I think are it's like they go to church. It's a habit. It's not really anything that they really study or really into or anything like that. They just go because that's, part of their life. They've been raised up that way. They eat certain kinds of foods because that's what they're used to. And they stay in certain relationships because that's what they're used to. It's the same thing. Number 15, when there is just too much drama. Oh my God, the drama. Like gambling drama. The lights gonna get cut off drama. Baby mama drama. Ex-wife drama. Drama with his sisters, his mama, his, brothers. So any kind of drama. Deb is out like that. I'm not dealing with it. But y'all be wanting to fight women and, going back and forth, on the phone, cussing at each other and fighting over the man and all going through all these changes because he cheated and, that's my man. No. Once he decided he was going to drop his drawers and do whatever he did over there, he's not yours anymore. He's now community D. Accept the reality, my dear, and just understand what time it is. Stop trying to fight over community D. That's not right. That makes no sense. You're demeaning yourself by doing that and looking very desperate. That's not what you do. You never fight over a man, ever. He wants to be over there. Say, well, that must be where you want to be because that's where you was. So here's all your shit in this Ziploc. Your toothbrush and your special deodorant and your little raggedy, dull shaving thing. And bye-bye. That's what you do. Number 16, when you want to be with someone and make them a priority, but they aren't interested in doing the same for you. So, you want to be with them, right? So you arrange your schedule. You free up some time. It's like, ooh, Saturday night's coming. Let's, we're going to see what's going to happen. And so you call them, right? Because you want to see, what's up? What are we doing? I got plans. You got plans? You didn't tell me you had plans. Well, I'm going over here now, this and that, my cousin, my nephew, my brother-in-law, my friend Rollo, this and that, whatever. He puts other people, other things, and not even like his job, but, like other people and other things like video games or whatever, ahead of you, see? And a lot of you would sit there like these young girls be sitting next to the dude while he's playing video games. Okay, he's not paying any attention to you. What is this? How is this a date? He's talking about the screen and he's playing the video game and you just sitting there watching him, and that's a date? See, y'all be doing too much. You're supposed to get up and say, well, look here, when you get finished with that shit, see if I'm still single. And that's what you do. Okay, number 17, after you've given it a fair shot, and giving any more would take you into the negative. Because, see, I'm not saying, the first sign of something Because people, especially when you first get together, there's going to be some missteps because you don't really know each other yet. You don't know what each other's rules are, and so you will tend to make mistakes, and so you talk about it. But see, this is where it ends with me. Okay, you get one shot one time. Now I done told you what the rules are. I done told you my limits. I done shared with you my boundaries. Now this is the line, right? This is the line. And then here you go over the line. Well, once you do that, after I told you where the line was and what was the repercussions if you did that, and you do it anyway. See, to me that means you wanted to break up. You just didn't want to say it, but you wanted to, because otherwise you wouldn't have did what I just told you not to do if you wanted me to stick around. So, that's not rocket science here. So this also comes in with right here, when your partner values your trust more than once. So I kind of doubled that answer up. Number 18, when you walk away as soon as you realize the relationship isn't what you need, that you deserve and want more. That's why you don't date somebody for 17 years. That's why if you want to get married, you don't move in with a man and you don't have babies with him. You don't buy a house with him. You don't buy a dog with him. And you don't buy a car with him. That's husband shit. Okay, so you got to understand what the difference is. And if he's not giving you the stuff that you need to feel secure, then you leave him and you go get it somewhere else. Okay, number 20, when your partner only refers to their future in the singular sense. Me, I, not we, not us. Okay, you've been together with dude for like a year or so or more, and he's still on that, me, I stuff. You need to understand what time it is. He's not thinking about you being in his future. You ain't in the picture, girlfriend. You are just something to do for right now. And he's telling you how he's thinking. He's not including you. So you pay attention to those words. 21, you notice a change in the body language. Oh boy, the eyes are the teller of the tale here. They show distance and they won't even look at you sometimes. When they're talking to you, they won't look at you. They're constantly distracted. Like you talking to them, they're like, you got to repeat yourself over and over. Well, I told you that. No, you didn't. I don't remember, or something like that, because they're not really hearing you anyway. Their mind is already gone. They're already distancing themselves from you mentally and emotionally. Because otherwise, when a man is, into you, you could say, well, I had Cracker Jacks yesterday. And then next week, you're going to be like, remember that day you had some Cracker Jacks? I saw some at Walgreens and I bought you some. See? That's how they are when what you talking about, what you doing is important. But yeah, that thing about the eyes, that's real telling. Man, I see a lot of couples out like that, and you can tell that shit is on the rocks. Because when a man is in, he can't look at you enough. He just be looking at you like, got that stupid grin on his face, because he likes what he's seeing. But if a dude won't even look at you, then that's telling you what's going on right there. Okay, when your gut tells you that it's time to go, break up, because pay attention to your female intuition. When they say it's time to take a break, a lot of people don't understand that a break means you've broken up. Okay, that does not mean like you go you take a break and then you go back to work like you do 15 minutes at work. That's not what that means. You take a break from an individual, from a relationship. That means that partnership is broken. It's over. You're not a couple anymore. So you don't take breaks in your relationship. That's not what that's not what it means. The only break you get is I'm going to be in the living room watching my movie and you could be in the bedroom watching sports, or vice versa. That's your break. Number 24, when you finally decide that you're sick of the bullshit. It takes some women got to do all this stuff, and they'll be going through it for months and months, years and years, and they still don't want to break up. I don't understand it. Because, honey, I keep my towel on the ready. I'll be making 3-point shots with that motherfucker. Boing! That towel is in, okay? And then the last one that I thought of right when I was walking out of the nail shop. When this thought comes into your head that you're wondering if it's time to break up, that means it is, okay? And I can't make it any more clear than that. It's time to break it up. So that was my response to that question for that young lady, and I think it kind of sums up a lot of the stuff that I've been saying over the past couple of months, in bits and pieces. But this kind of brings it all together. Each one of those videos, though, has specific examples of each one of these types of behavior, and sometimes more than one. Um, but they're all situations where these young women were in a relationship that they really should not have been in. They were damaging themselves. They were giving too much. They were not being respected. They were being abused either mentally or emotionally, sometimes both. And yet they stay in the relationship. And I just don't understand it. So you guys, I'm not telling you to break up. What I'm telling you is these are some of really solid reasons why you should. Now, you, of course, make the final decision. Always say that. I'm not you. Some people have a higher tolerance for bullshit than others. Mine is like microscopic, like on the head of a pin. That's how much tolerance I have for bullshit. But some of you, you more like I don't know, an elephant or something. You got a lot of space for bullshit. Deb don't have that. So when you hear advice from me, it's from my perspective, the one with the minimal tolerance for nonsense. So anyway, this was a surprise. I hope you guys are pleased with your surprise. And I'll try to come back, not tomorrow, because you know how I'm on Friday nights. I got to get up out of here. But I'll try to do some, stuff over the weekend and have a nice surprise for you on Saturday or Sunday, all right? You guys enjoy until I see you again. It's been great